Bonjour et bienvenue à jour 24. Hello everyone and welcome to day 24 of the 100-day French challenge. Today we're going to be talking about direct and indirect object pronouns. So before you learned about what a direct object pronoun is, what a direct object is and what an indirect object is. So we learned that pronouns stand in place of nouns to avoid repetition. We also learned that objects receive the action, specifically that direct objects are the primary receiver of an action, whereas indirect objects are the secondary receiver of an action and preceded by à or pour in French. So some French object pronouns are me, which means me or to me, te, which means you or to you, nous, which means us or to us, and then vous, which means you or to you. So I have some examples over there. Tell me, give it to us, read them to her, study it. So those are examples of object pronouns in English. And some other, the rest of the object pronouns are just right here. So me, te, nous, and vous can be either a direct object pronoun and they can also be an indirect object pronoun depending on the context. However, we also have ones that are just specific for each category. So le, which means him or it, la, her or it, and then les, them. And those three are just direct object pronouns. And then we also have indirect object pronouns. We have lui, which means to him or to her, leur, to them, and then we have I, which is to it for an inanimate object like a door or a desk or a wall or something. So me, te, nous, vous, le, la, les are direct object pronouns, and then me, te, nous, vous, lui, leur, I are indirect object pronouns. And also note that le and la change to l apostrophe just before vowels. So for word order, so for the most part, as I said, French is subject, verb, object. So there's a subject, a verb, and then an object comes after. But when you're using object pronouns, the word order changes. So it actually changes to subject, object, verb, which is a little different for English speakers. So the subject comes first, so I, and then you would put the object, it, and then you would put the verb, eat. So I have at the bottom, je la mange, I eat it, but literally translated it would mean I, it, eat. So it's a little difficult to wrap your head around, but just remember that when you're using object pronouns, the object goes before the verb, but if it's just a regular object like a noun or a person or a thing, then it comes after the verb, just as in English. Sometimes you'll also need two pronouns. So if you follow this word order here, it'll help you a little bit. So me, te, nous, vous, the first group, will always come before the second group and the third group. The second group will always come after the first group, and then before the third group, the second group is le, la, les, and then the final group, lui, leur, will always come after the first and the second group. So some examples down at the bottom are tu me l'as dit or tu l'as lui dit. So the first one is you told it to me, you're telling me it, and then the second one is you're telling it to her. So some more examples. Le pain, je le mange. La chanson, je l'écoute. Les sandwichs, je les fais. La famille, je la vois. Je lui donne le pain. Tu leur parles. Nous vous téléphonons. Vous nous voyez. And just a reminder not to mix up subject pronouns and object pronouns. So I just have a chart here, just reminding you which is which. So of course the object pronouns are a little bit longer. There's a little bit more of them, which is the ones that we learned about today. But subject pronouns are the ones that actually do the verbs, the ones that we learned about at the very beginning of this program. So just remember to differentiate between the two. And that's all for today, folks, and we will see you tomorrow. Au revoir. Merci.